All right, we are so excited to have Sidney here today. She is an amazing artist and has a really, really great story that I'm excited for everyone to hear. Um, we'll just kind of start off there. So maybe y'all have seen her on Instagram with her amazing felt art. I don't know how you like really create such awesome likenesses with felt, but it is fun. If y'all have not ever seen any of her artwork,
You should go right
check her
now.
out right now as she's talking and look at her amazing artwork. But anyway, we're excited to have her, and we'll just let you get started and share with us, like
Okay, like a little
a
background.
little background and how you got here today. But I love your story because
Okay.
I love your focus on your gut and what your gut
Yes.
tells you. That's
Yeah.
great.
I'm a big believer in following your
Yeah.
gut and listening to your gut. A little background. Clearly, if you're listening, I'm not from Charleston. I'm from New York, but we've lived here for 14 years. So I feel like we came before the pandemic New Yorkers arrived in Charleston. But so we've lived in Charleston for 14 years. We have 4 kids.
What are their ages?
It sounds crazy. We were just talking about it. They're 13, 11, and 9. And then I always thought 4 sounded so cool when I met someone who had 4 kids or someone who was one of 4 kids, and I couldn't shake it. So I was like, I think I could have that last baby before 40. So we have a 2-year-old. So they are 13, 11, 9, and 2.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome. And I've always done art. And like when I graduated college, I lived in New York City and I wanted to be a famous artist. And my parents were like, that's great, but you have to have a job. So I worked at a private school in New York and I was basically a secretary, which I really enjoyed because I'm really organized. And I kind of had a very brief, famous career as an artist in New York. I showed my work in some galleries and I had a review in the New Yorker, and it was really like 6 months of fame. But all the while I was listening to my gut and it just didn't feel right. I was not interested. The timing wasn't right. The place wasn't right. So I kind of put that aside and went back to school, and I got a master's in teaching art and got married and had kids and moved to Charleston and all these things. And always in the back of my head, I felt kind of bad that I didn't like pursue being a famous artist or showing my work. And I always, in my gut, felt like if this is meant to be, it'll happen again. And I always thought, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. Something's going to happen again. And it wasn't until like a few months into doing the felt stuff, which I'll talk about, that I was like, this is it. I think this is the thing that I've been waiting for like almost 20 years. Like, and so I guess fast forward during COVID, I was home with the 4 kids, and my husband is a doctor, so he wasn't home. So I literally was home alone with 4 kids all day. And I told myself every day we're gonna do an art project, and we'll post it on Instagram. And one day we found a box of felt, and it was like stiff felt that I had when I used to teach art classes in our garage. And the pieces were pretty small, like 4-inch squares. And we just made little collages, and I posted on Instagram saying, oh, today we made felt collages. It was so fun. It's so tidy. It's not messy. You don't even have to glue them down. You could take a picture, put it away. I mean, I don't even know who I was talking to, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Right? Like, who are you talking to? Who's anyone ever talking to? Right?
Yeah,
we don't know. Yeah. So, and then the next day I was like, God, I really want to make a self-portrait. I don't know why. And I had very few, I must have had like 12 pieces of felt. And I was like, okay, well, this is kind of a skin tone and this is a skin tone. And so if you see my work, there's always a line down the middle because my initial piece, I had to make the face out of 2 pieces of felt. And now it's just kind of my thing. So I made a self-portrait. It's so primitive, but
I love it.
But I love it.
Did you
and
save
it's hanging in my little art studio
good.
now.
Good.
I mean, it's not an art studio. It's part of our hallway.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
It's an art
mine.
studio.
It's my
Nobody's
space.
gonna know.
It's my space. Yeah, it's fine. So it's like 20 square feet. It's fine, whatever. But so I put on Instagram and people were like going, like my friends were going crazy. Like, this is amazing. I love it. And then another friend was like, can you make me 9 musicians? So I said, sure. So I did the 9 musicians, and then it literally I just kept posting, making stuff, posting. And I kind of was in like this rhythm, and it just kind of snowballed, but in a good way. And so it's been exactly a year. And in the year, I've probably made maybe I've done 700 pieces for people. And I've had like one piece in a national commercial, in the Duke's Mayo commercial. And I had a Zappos campaign. And one of the things that motivated me or pushed me through it is I once read something and it said to say yes to every creative thing for 1 year and see what happens. So if somebody's like, will you make my Labradoodle with a party hat and a necklace? And I'm like, yes,
I will.
Yes, I will.
Wait.
Although I just stopped taking commissions. So I'm not saying no, I'm just saying not right now, right?
Yeah.
So that still counts.
Mhm.
But so I just said yes. I was like, yes. And it just kept going. But there's definitely been times for me where I've been like, this is really hard and I'm really tired and I'm like working and then I'm like, no, that's how you grow, right?
Yeah.
When it's really hard, that's when you grow. So that's kind of what's been going on, and it feels like work, but not in a bad way. I mean, sometimes it feels like it, but like if I go and meet my friends for lunch, I do feel a little guilty, which sounds silly, but because I'm like, I could be doing this and I have to email this person, but I feel like it's good. And I feel like proud of what I've kind of created out of felt, which is so silly. And
It's not silly,
but it's good.
it's amazing.
And I do think we can so relate to the fact that like when things are hard, you are growing, and
Right.
it is good. And
Yeah.
it's like,
But it's
you
so
know,
easy at that point to be like, let's just stop.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna stop.
Well, and I
Right.
have to tell myself oftentimes, like, this is just a season. I mean, it's not going to last forever. It's
Yeah.
kind of like when you're potty training your child and
Yeah.
you get like so caught up in it, and then you have to sit down. Somebody has to say, you know, they're not going to go off to college
Right.
without knowing how to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
and
right.
shower. I mean, like,
Right.
keep
Although
it,
I do think some of my kids
you do
don't
it.
know how to tie their shoes.
Yeah.
And I just buy slip-on shoes
Yeah,
and
it's
keep it
fine.
going. Yeah.
There are certain
Right.
things we can
Yeah.
gloss
Yeah.
over, but it is so true because
Right.
but I have to kind of like talk to myself about that, like right now as we're building a business. It's not always going to be this way.
That's such good advice though,
Mhm.
to make you feel like if you feel overwhelmed, it's not forever.
Yeah.
Right.
it's not forever.
No.
It is a season, and
Yeah.
and then it's over, and then
Yeah.
it's the next one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's true.
So anyway.
Although I don't want this to end. I do like the felt. I don't want it to be
I know.
over.
I hope that felt
I
is
know.
never over for
I
you.
know. I hope so.
Because
But
it's
it
so
has
much
been
fun.
good.
I think that in a time where everyone is feeling, I don't know, so much sadness and like collective grief, you've just added a gift to people's
you.
lives.
And
You
I
know
will
what I
say, like,
mean?
I do feel like, without sounding like cheesy or whatever, like
Yeah.
people's like comments, like people's comments on Instagram or emails saying like this made them really happy during the pandemic. Like, to me, that is so much more important than like all the orders and the money, like making money from it. Like, the fact that it makes people happy, to me, and it makes me happy,
Yeah.
is like so much more valuable, right? Because
Gosh. What the heck? Okay, sorry.
I don't know.
Little background.
That's
What do you
okay.
think?
Well, but I think you're right, and I think you're onto something. And I love to go back to like what you're saying, like following your gut. I love this story. One thing that you left out was about how like you had a collaboration with like Chanel.
Oh yeah.
They had it like
Oh, yeah.
in
Within
Soho.
the year?
Well, it was
No,
like
it
in
wasn't.
there,
This
no,
was
this
when
was
I was
long ago.
This was when I was like 22 and I was living in New York, and I was making these sculptures out of vintage high heels, and I had a show at
That's
the
awesome.
Chanel store. So I had a gallery show with two men in Tribeca, and then the New Yorker magazine picked up my exhibit. Like, they picked an uptown gallery, a downtown gallery, and they picked me. And so there was an article about me in the New Yorker. And then from that, another gallery picked it up and had me have a show at the Chanel store in Soho. And it was hosted by Elle Decor and Chanel. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And like my mom's friends would be walking around in Soho being like, I saw Sam's name in the window at Chanel. What's going on? And I was like, oh yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It just didn't feel like,
Right.
it just didn't feel right.
Isn't that
Yeah.
interesting?
Right.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it just didn't feel good. And this like feels right, even down to the silliest thing. Like I think we were talking about on the phone, but like I'm an artist,
Yeah.
but I like getting my nails done.
Right.
And painting does not agree with me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I that like it sounds silly, but like something like that, like the felt is like neat and tidy and colorful and happy. And I feel like that like fits in my life. Like it
Yes.
works, right?
Yes.
Like so to me it just feels really like organic. Like I'm not trying to be like a realistic oil painter. Like that's just
Yes.
not me.
Mhm.
Right. And so I don't know. I feel like for all those reasons, it feels like the right fit.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
Like, so, I mean,
Well,
but it has been funny. And the thing that you said about recognizing people, making it look like people.
yeah.
So it's really weird because before I did the felt, I always did illustration. I never included faces.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just not going to look like them. But I've always had this really weird, I don't know if it's a skill or a talent, but I could look at someone and be like, oh my God, you have the exact same mouth as my friend from college. Like, I feel like I can see features.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. I'm not like, I know.
Yeah.
But like, I'll see, like, I know two
Yeah.
people that, and I'm like, they have the exact same teeth. Like,
Mhm.
so I feel like it's a weird skill that I have where now when I make the felt, I'm like, okay, this is the shape of the face.
Yes.
And then this is their chin. And then I move to the mouth, right? And then
Right.
like I just move up and then I'm like, oh my God. And then I always have this one moment where I'm like, it doesn't look like them. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it looks like them. And then I get like really excited. And then I even feel like, I'm like, it feels like magic. I'm like,
Yes.
how did I get that to look just like Oprah? You know, but then it did.
That's awesome.
But I feel like it has to be right because there's no like, it's not like painting where there's shading and you can go back and like if it's wrong, it's wrong.
right.
Right. And I've only thrown out like 2
Yeah.
because
That's amazing.
I'm like, no. And to look at the old ones, which aren't even that old, it's only been a year. But I'm like, oh God, these are awful. But it's all part of the process, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Okay, so here you are doing something you love.
Yeah.
You feel at home with it.
Yes.
You're enjoying it, but you're growing like crazy.
I think so.
Yes. How are you handling that? I know you said that you're not taking commissions at
Right.
the moment.
I'm
just
not.
now.
So I had like, okay, so I'm working, I was at about rolling. It was constantly rolling, right? Because I try to get like 2 a day done.
Mm-hmm.
But that's with getting up at 5 a.m. and
Right.
doing them at night. And that's kind of crazy
Mhm.
also. But I can do 2. Yesterday I did 4 because it was just like lined up that we were home,
Yeah.
hanging out. Everyone had paid. It was like seamless, easy, you know, because I don't take payment until I begin at the moment because that
yeah.
would stress me out knowing I have people's money sitting there for like 6 months.
Waiting,
Okay.
yeah.
So I was at like at the highest, maybe I had a list of 140 commissions.
Yes.
And I'm like a to-do person, a to-do list person. So knowing that I have like things that are not checked off was really upsetting me.
Yeah.
But I just made the decision. I was like, you know what? I can't take commissions. I'm gonna just have a nice little thing to respond to people. I'm not taking commissions right now. I'll open them back up this summer. And so I'm giving myself like now until summer-ish, right? To get through. And so I was at like 140, let's just say. Now I'm down to like 70 something,
Good.
which feels like a lot
Yeah.
better. But my goal would be to do like, I just started doing prints, which
Yes.
is really fun and a good way for more people to get them. It's not the same as an original, but it's a lot less money too.
Yes.
So I'm like, if I could do a monthly print, and I do special order prints if somebody wants, and then take on like, I have no idea, 20 commissions a month or
Yes.
something. And then also have like ongoing projects. Like I have a gallery show in New York. I'm going to have to start working on like things
Yeah.
like that. Right.
Mhm.
And then fun ones that maybe I just want to make something
That's right.
because those are always my favorite.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like I can't do that because I'm like, why am I going to spend 2 days doing this when I should be doing these, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm learning.
That's so great. And do you have people that help you? Like,
No,
Okay. So you're
but
doing
I
it
don't
all.
know how. Like I do have a babysitter who brings things to UPS.
Yes.
but that's about it.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like I have to do the communication.
Yeah.
Because I just like pour my whole heart in, right? So it's like I want it in my voice. I want it to be coming from me.
Mhm.
So I don't really know how someone could help me. Like my babysitter helped me package some prints. Like that's something.
That
But
she can
otherwise,
do.
I'm not really sure. And I do want someone to help me financially.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's the part I told you. Like being on here right now, I'm like, okay.
Yes. What do I need to do?
I think I'm going to tell our colleges out there, maybe it changed because I went 20 years ago,
Yes.
but I think that art majors need to take business classes.
They do.
They do.
Everybody needs
Definitely.
a business
Because I
class.
only took art classes, and I was joking with a friend on the way here. I'm like, I took a ballet class.
Yeah.
I took a geology class. I didn't take a business class, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
at the beginning I was winging it, and then I was like, okay, I need, like I got a business license.
Yeah.
I got an EIN.
You did.
I pay sales tax every month. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure I'm overpaying, but like I'm constantly asking my husband, I'm like, you can't go to jail for trying, right? And he's like, no, you're not going to go to jail.
Well,
Like,
sales
it scares
tax
me.
is notoriously hard. Even we
Yeah.
have somebody
It's
that's
really
like,
hard.
all she does is help startups and businesses, and she hates sales tax. She's
I mean,
like,
I do
have
it. I'm
tried,
like,
it's
this
so
is
hard.
the
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm doing sales tax. I'm doing, what else? I opened a bank account.
Good.
I have a debit card that I use.
I like it.
So I have an Excel sheet. I don't have I have QuickBooks. I've never used it,
Yeah.
but I just keep my little Excel sheet of like in, out. I mean, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's more than.
When you're organized,
Yes.
that's half the
But
battle.
I was just telling my friend, I'm also a minimalist, so I don't keep receipts.
Yes.
Because I'm like, ugh, who needs that,
Yeah.
right?
Well, nowadays, if
You
you buy it on the debit card, you have it.
That's what
Yeah.
I think. That's what I
So
think.
you're
That's
good.
right.
But yes, I'm organized, but I'm not like it's a learning process,
It
right?
is.
So like last month I offered prints of RBG, and I was offering framed and unframed. And the price difference was $100.
Yeah.
And I just realized, I was like, the $100 difference, honestly, the frame is like 30 something. The shipping
Yes.
is like 40 something. And I just got my bill from UPS last month, and I was like, wow.
You're like,
I think a
didn't-
lot of that had to do with the prints. So now for this month, I'm like, okay, I'm only offering unframed,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
So it's
Right.
like like you said, it was like learning how to drive while you're building the car,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, so I feel like that's like an example. I'm like, okay, now this month we're not doing framed. Like
Yes.
that's crazy,
Yeah.
right?
And I
Yes.
think you do. I mean, that's how we feel like we're not afraid to try something. And if we're like,
We're like, man, that
didn't work, you know,
Right.
and
Right.
we tried it a little bit, but I think that, it's interesting, the communities that, that your customers,
Yeah.
our community, like, I think if they see that you're trying and you're working and
Yeah.
you're just like, I want to provide a quality product,
Right.
and
I just feel like if you're
Yeah.
honest too.
yeah, that's
right?
what I mean. Like, it just,
I feel like
like,
being
yeah.
honest, like my parents were always like, if you're honest,
Yes.
like I'm right. So
That's all you can do. I mean,
Right.
we're
like someone
imperfect
messaged
little
me
beings.
they were like, I got the print. I thought they were originals and they were prints. And it said prints like all over.
Yeah.
So I was just like, that's okay. Just mail them back.
Yeah.
And I'll give you your money back. I mean,
Yeah.
what am I going to make her keep them? She doesn't want them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Like,
exactly
so
right.
I feel like at the end of the day, if you're just like a good person and you're honest.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see.
I'm
So,
just winging it.
so with these claps, do these people just reach out to you? Tell them-
Yes.
That's
So like
awesome.
sometimes I'll try to like tag businesses, right? So I think I did a Birkenstock once and I tagged Zappos. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And then they reached out and that was kind of fun.
That's cool.
And they were nice. And they were really nice because they were like, well, what can we pay you for like these? And I gave them a price and they were like, okay, I think you're not charging enough. I was like, thank you.
Oh, that's
Okay.
nice.
That's helpful.
That was nice.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's
I
so
don't know.
sweet. Yeah.
I was like, I'll just do it because it's fun.
Yeah. You're
I
like,
do a
bet
lot
it-
of that. Like, I'm like, you can just have it. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I do. I love the honesty there with them,
Yeah.
but I do think as artists, it's hard to know what to charge.
It's
because
hard.
There's not, you don't really know what everybody.
And it's hard
else
to
is charging.
compare
Yes.
pricing, right?
And particularly, I think in your medium, because there's not like a million felt artists. Do
No,
you know what
there's
I mean?
more on Instagram that are copiers.
There are.
We
We,
don't
have
want
the
we don't
original
want-
here.
We don't want to talk
don't
about
need
the
them.
negative.
Emoji.
We don't want the
Yeah.
negative energy of
Yeah.
these people.
So,
Well, I
They
think,
probably can't see this because they block me. I don't think. It's fine. But you know what I'm saying? It's hard to compare. But then I also don't want to make the prices, like when the list was getting bigger, I was raising the prices a little bit.
Yeah.
But then I also don't want someone to get it and be like, I paid $700 for this. Like that would make me upset. So I don't want to like take advantage either, right?
Yeah.
Or have people be disappointed.
Yeah, I don't
So,
think
I
that
don't
anyone
know.
would ever be disappointed.
Thank you.
No,
but,
I
you
don't
know,
think so either.
who knows?
Well, and I can't wait to see what's next, just
Me
because
too.
Yeah.
of
Who
the way
knows?
you do things, you know, like feeling your gut and like
Yeah.
going in interesting directions. I'm sure it's not just going to be just like it is right now forever.
Well, my husband's like, you should enjoy this while you can. This isn't going to last forever. And I'm like, oh, don't say that.
It
That's
might be
bad.
better.
Maybe it'll be better, but I don't think he was meaning better. I think he was like, work as much as you can because people are not going to want these health events. And I'm like, don't even go there.
Husbands have to do that.
Yeah.
I think they have
Yeah.
to.
I
So
know.
anyway, well,
But-
good. Well, this has been so much fun.
Well,
We
you
have
guys
to
are awesome.
go, but we want to have you on again if you'll have us.
Yes.
We would love to have you.
We'd love to hang again.
Yeah.
Well, so our favorite question to ask people is why they said yes to the Wealth Edit.
Maybe I thought I would learn something
Yeah.
from you guys. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
you
think I
will.
need your help. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we would love to be a
You
part
guys
of
are
that.
awesome.
We offer a lot of courses for creatives. So
Yes,
we
you
just
said
had
that.
one.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just
that's
missed
like
it.
our big thing. Is
Yeah.
But I'm like
we-
scared that I'll be overwhelmed.
No,
Right,
you want,
right.
and I think that's kind of one is that there are no stupid questions on the Wealth Edit. We
Okay.
all, I mean, even Lauren and I are learning as we go, and
Yeah.
we've been in the industry, but like, there's no dumb questions. But two, we really do search high and low for people that come and provide guidance
Yeah.
in a like very digestible and
Not
fun
scary.
and not scary and fun way. So
Yeah.
we have a bookkeeping for creatives. Which-
See, I want a book. I want that person.
Right,
I just want.
But you don't have to, and that's kind of the point of the course.
Seems so
is
old
that,
timey.
Yeah, I like that.
you need to you kind of need to understand the like basic concept of it. But if that's not your strength, to hire somebody, but then to know how to like, why are you hiring them? Like, what
Right.
can you use them for? What
Right.
report should you be asking for? What
Right.
information can help you make
Right.
kind of exactly to the point of like the shipping of the prints and the
Right.
framing. You know, if they're looking at it constantly, like, actually, you're losing money when you do this.
Right.
You know, like watch out for that. So you want somebody that's like kind of working in tandem with you. But we realize that because I mean, we have a lot of like clients with our wealth management group that come and they're like, I have this idea. I'm this, an artist. I'm
Right.
creative, but I don't know how to like
Yeah.
do the
I mean, it's
business.
different skills, right?
It is
It's
different
totally
skills.
different.
And I've had people be like, I know this person, they'd be so helpful to you. And I like spoke to this girl and then I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I need. Like, I don't even know what I need, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. So
Which is really why the Wealth Edit exists. Because we realized there was this, because we would tell people, we'd say they come into our wealth management practice, and for whatever reason, it just, because our practice is so tiny, I'd be like, oh, go over here. Sally Krawcheck started this whole thing for women and money and blah,
oh
blah, blah.
yeah,
And they wouldn't go. And I'm like, there is this big wide sea
right.
that exists before you even get to the point where you're ready to invest. Like
Right.
there's all this just relatable knowledge that people need
Mm-hmm.
before we get there.
Yeah.
And so, or knowledge that they need that we need to make relatable is probably a better way to
Right.
put it.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, I'm so glad you're here.
It was
So
great.
glad to
It was
have
great
you.
hanging out with you guys.
This was fun.
thanks, Sam.
Thank you.